There's a lot of different ways to approach meditation so that you can enjoy the stillness in your mind, so that you can enjoy the stillness in your body, so that you can feel better. And it doesn't have to be completely turning off your thoughts. I think that's the idea that most people struggle with, is they believe that they have to turn off all of their thoughts and completely clear the mind. And it really doesn't have to be that way. The idea is really just to quiet your thoughts, to slow them down so they're not racing and so that you're not constantly in the future. The act of meditation is really just being present in the now. So I'm going to share with you today a few tips that I think will help you enjoy the benefits of meditation. The first one that I want to share with you is really just finding a nice undisturbed place. Sometimes that's easier than others. In my house, I have a nice room where I can separate myself, at least for a little bit. You may need to meditate in the shower. You may need to meditate in a closet. You may need to meditate in your car. Just find a place where you can be quiet for a little bit. And it should be a place that is consistent, where you can feel the lack of distraction. I like to use a timer on my phone. I find that that helps me, especially if there's some place I need to be after I start meditating. You can start with 2 minutes to try to clear your mind and be quiet. You can work up to 3. You can work up to 5, 10. When you get up to an hour, you know you're doing great. But I wouldn't hold yourself to that standard. Any amount of time that you can sit in stillness is going to be beneficial to you. So just go with what works for you. Set that timer on your phone, and when it's over, you're done. You don't have to be worried about falling asleep or missing the time at the end. I like to use music when I meditate. Personally, I have found that solfeggio music works really well for me. That's music tuned for a particular vibration, and you can find lots of those on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you're looking. You can also find white noise. You can use ocean sounds. Find something that works for you. It doesn't have to be altogether calming, soothing music, but it does help if it does, so that it's not overstimulating. Set aside time every day. The advice is really to wake up, pee, and go meditate. And if you can do that, it's a great way to start off your day. But really the idea is to schedule it in. There are many different types of meditation, and it doesn't have to be the cross-legged sitting on the floor with your eyes closed, alming kind of meditation. There's many different types. There's a focus meditation where you can simply light a candle and watch the candle, or look at a fireplace, watching a fire burn. You can look at a flower. You could get one of those mandala or adult coloring books and sit and color and just be still. You can play an instrument and just try to focus your mind on the moment or on the action of playing the music. Keeping your mind centered on one thing is a form of meditation. You can be intentional, and that can happen just with breath work. So the simple act of breathing connects your mind and your body. And so being deliberate with your breath, a nice long inhale in for 4 seconds, holding your breath at the top, and then exhaling for 6 seconds. I find it's useful to imagine that I'm breathing in a color or a light, and that I'm exhaling a different color, or maybe even a cloud of smoke, as I imagine exhaling stress or tension. So when you have an intention, that generally helps you be more deliberate with how you're releasing tension and how you're feeling and focusing. You can have intentional meditation where you're sitting with your imagination and imagining hanging out with your younger inner child. You could imagine laying on a beach. You could imagine the sun shining on your face when you're out for a walk. That focus of imagination may be enough to hold your thoughts so that you aren't getting too distracted. Of course, there's guided meditations. You can find lots and lots of those on YouTube, on Spotify, or wherever it is that you find your music. Guided meditations are great because they come in all lengths. You can find 2-minute guided meditations up to 2-hour guided meditations. And if you find a voice that you like and a certain program that you like, that can be really helpful, and do what you can to follow along. And if you find yourself distracted, give yourself a break. It's okay. We're human. Bring your mind right back to it and try to focus again. Bring it back to your breath. Bring it back to your center. That's all that's required. If you get frustrated with yourself, it's not going to happen. Just Be graceful with yourself so that you can enjoy the benefits of meditation. So I think if you try these hacks, you'll find that meditation's a whole lot easier than you think. It is a practice, so just keep working at it. Some days are better than others, and that's fine. The point is that you are bringing so much good into your body and mind by even trying to do this. I hope you find these helpful. Thanks so much. I'm Suzanne with Journeys Hypnosis.